Hello everyone, welcome back to Com Concepts Pro. Today we are going to learn the concept of stack data structure. In this video we will see how stack is an abstract data structure. It will also cover LIFO principle, the operations that can be performed on a stack, and how stack can be implemented both as a linked list and as an array.
A stack is a linear data structure with all its elements of same data type. Just like a real-world stack allows operations at one end only. For example, we can place or remove a card or a plate from the top of stack only. Likewise, stack data structure allows all data operations at one end only. At any given time, we can only access the top element of the stack. Also, a stack is an abstract data type, and a data type can be considered abstract when it is defined in terms of operations on it and its implementation is hidden. Now, what exactly I mean by this, I am going to explain in detail further during the course of this video. The LIFO principle on which the stack works suggests that the last item to be inserted into a stack is the first one to be deleted from it. Just like these balls entered one by one into this cylinder and came out one after the other, but the ball that entered last came out first and the ball that entered first came out last. Now let's understand some basic terms related to the stack. First is top, which means the element that we inserted last in the stack, and so it will be above all the elements and would be deleted first. Next is push function, in which we define the code for inserting a new element at the top of the stack. Although it is a user-defined name, but as a common matter of practice, we keep the name of the function to insert a new element into a stack as push. After that comes another function, pop, in which we write the code for deleting an element from the top of the stack. There are a few more functions that are associated with stacks. One of them is peek, which helps us to get the value of the topmost element. We need not delete the element, just we would retrieve the value of the element inserted last. Next is full. This function helps us to check whether the stack has any slots remaining to occupy more elements or not. And lastly is empty. This function helps us to find out if the stack is already empty, means there aren't any elements in any slot of the stack. Stack, being an abstract data structure, is either based on an array or a linked list. So when we are implementing the stack as an array, all the functions discussed previously would be written according to the array functionality. The only difficulty in implementing the stack using an array is that we are required to declare the size of the array before using it in a program, which makes it a fixed size structure. So an array with a maximum size large enough to manage stack has to be declared. And the stack can grow or shrink within the space reserved for it. So this is how we can consider stack as an array. The array size is fairly big enough than the stack size so that we can perform the desired push operations without any overflow error. Stack implemented using an array is not suitable when we don't know the size of data which we are going to use. On the contrary, stack implemented using linked list works for the variable sizes of data. In case of stacks based on linked list, the nodes of stack are scattered in the memory, which can be accessed using pointers. Each node contains a pointer to its immediate successor node in the stack. The top node's next stores the address of previous node, which was the previous top, and eventually the first node's next pointer has no previous node to point to, so it stores null. The stack as a linked list is a singly linked list, but the insertion and deletion of stack nodes is only possible at one end, because although the underlying data structure is a linked list, but as I had told earlier, the stack is an abstract data type. So the functionalities of a stack will be prominent. So this is how we consider a stack as a linked list. The top pointer will store the address of the node added or pushed last in the stack. And this topmost nodes next will store the address of the previous node. And so on. And finally, the first node's next will store null. Always keep this clarity in mind that top is the node which was added last and first is the node which was added first in the stack. There are certain direct and indirect applications of stacks. Under direct applications, we can consider the back and forward buttons of a web browser that directly take us to the immediate previous or next page visited with respect to the current page. One more direct application of a stack lies in the undo and redo buttons of a text editor, where we can discard or reapply the immediate action taken in the editor. There are a certain indirect applications of stacks also, which are taken care of by the programming language itself. Stack is used to evaluate prefix, postfix and infix expressions. We are going to learn about this application in much depth in my upcoming videos. Next is backtracking. Suppose we are finding a path for solving maze problem. We choose a path and after following it, we realize that it is wrong. Now we need to go back to the beginning of the path to start with new path. This can be done with the help of a stack. Stack is used to check proper opening and closing of parentheses. Stack is also used to reverse a string. We push the characters of string one by one into stack and then pop characters from stack. Finally, stack is used to keep information about the active functions or subroutines.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope the basic concept of stack data structure is clear to you now. In my next video, we are going to see how the basic operations on a stack work on both stack as an array as well as stack as a linked list.